Have you ever felt that even though you have everything you wanted, something is missing? You achieve goals, fulfill dreams, work hard, and yet there is a void that you don't know how to fill. This happens to many people. They seek fulfillment in success, in money, in recognition, but in the end, all of that fades away. The Virgin Mary knew this, and that is why she left us a promise capable of transforming that emptiness into peace and that restlessness into holiness. It is the fourth promise of the Rosary, and it goes like this: souls will obtain virtue, good works will abound. They will receive God's mercy, they will be rescued from earthly love and elevated toward the desire for eternal things. What you are about to discover is not just a prayer. It is a therapy for the divine soul that can completely change your heart. The fourth promise describes the most profound transformation that the Rosary can produce. While the third promise spoke of destroying evil, this one focuses on making good flourish. It will cause virtues to sprout, replace the love of the world with the love of God, and elevate souls to desire the eternal. The Rosary acts as a seed of holiness. Each mystery is a seed of virtue. When you contemplate the humility of Jesus, your soul learns to be humble. When you meditate on his obedience, you receive the grace to obey. Thus, little by little, virtues germinate, and good works begin to abound. But this promise goes further. The Rosary rescues the heart from love of the world, from vanity, from ego, from obsession with possessions, and it elevates it toward the eternal. The soul begins to value grace more than success, eternal life more than temporary achievements.
We will use the example of someone focused on worldly goals to illustrate this change of heart. Imagine Miguel, a successful, ambitious, hard-working businessman. For years he lived only to earn more money, recognition, and power. He was respected, but inside he was empty. One day he decides to pray the Rosary. At first, without understanding much, but as he meditates on the mysteries, something begins to change. Before he was hard on others. Now he learns to practice justice and charity. He treats his employees with love and shares with those in need. Before he dreamed of having the biggest house. Now, meditating on the Last Judgment, he understands that none of that will accompany him when he dies, and he begins to let go. Before, he lived 14 hours a day for business, leaving crumbs of time for God and family. His desire rises. He begins to value daily Mass and service to the poor more than closing another deal. His greatest ambition is no longer money, but saving his soul. His soul was tense, always dissatisfied. The act of constantly contemplating the face of Jesus brings him a supernatural peace and joy that his wealth never gave him, leading him firmly on the path to holiness. The fourth promise is proof that the Rosary not only destroys evil, but also makes good flourish. Mary not only protects you, she transforms you from within. This prayer removes the veil of this world's vanities and reprograms your heart so that your greatest and most fervent desire is heaven. Each Hail Mary is a seed. Each mystery contemplated is a flower that God causes to blossom. The Rosary does not change your circumstances, changes your soul. And when the soul changes, everything else falls into place.
This brings us to the end of our video. We hope this simple example has been helpful. Write in the comments box, what other example do you think could be applied to this promise? What grace do you think would be granted? If you like the content, please don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to our channel. This helps us get YouTube to notify more people about the power of the Rosary. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.